Hey, so today we're going to do our second example of solving trig equations by factoring. And in this one, again, what I want to do first is I want to change these cosine x just equal to x so I can see it a little better and understand what I'm working with. That's just a preference here. So we've got 2x squared minus square root 3x equals 0. And okay, that looks a lot less confusing without the cosines for now. We'll bring them back in. So then we can take out an x in here. So we get x. And then we got 2x minus root 3. We just factored out an x. And that equals 0. And now we really already have it factored. So now we can just set each factor equal to 0. So from here we're going to get x equals 0. And here we're going to get 2x minus square root of 3 equals 0. So we're going to get 2x equals square root of 3. X equals root 3 over 2. And now we can just reuse our cosine x that we had taken out. And so now we get cosine x equals 0 and cosine x equals root 3 over 2. And now I'm going to use my little trick to figure out what quadrants we're going to be working with. All students take calculus. Everything's positive. First one, sine in the second, tangent in the third, and cosine in the fourth. So cosine is 0. So that one, I just like to think about the graph. We know we've got a sine graph working out here. Starts up here, goes down. So I know that 0 is going to be 2 points. The first one's going to be this second critical point, which is always pi over 2. Third one is going to be 3 pi over 2. That's just the way I like to think about points like 0 and -1 and stuff. So that's x equals pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. And now we've got cosine x equals root 3 over 2. And because of this, I know that it's going to be in the first quadrant or the fourth quadrant. And if cosine is root 3 over 2, that means that we're working with this first angle of each one. We've got this one and this one, which is pi over 6, and negative pi over 6 or 11 pi over 6. So x equals pi over 6, 11 pi over 6. So our four answers are, to recap, we've got x equals pi over 2. This is just from 0 to 2 pi. We've got 3 pi over 2. We've got pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. So again, what we did here is we changed cosine of x just to x and solved for the factors that way, and then just plugged back in our cosine. And then we just look at our unit circle and figure out what values are equivalent. So you got to know your unit circle pretty well for these. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope this was able to help.